We've got tomatoes.
And onions.
So they're cutting onions.
Can I put my
We did
that's probably
peppers, and if you come over here, I'm working on this part. Any guesses of what we're making yet? Besides a giant mess? What'd you get? What are you doing? Onion job. Cutting onions.
What? From here.
We got this going here. I'm still working on tomatoes.
You're Peyton.
Don't forget. So
Mom can get
this is batch 2 of salsa that's in this pot.
here.
That's gonna be something else. I'll tell you later. And then I'll bring you back in 2 seconds. When it's warm outside, we run the burner outside and process things outside. This is batch 1 of salsa. Most of them were sealing as I pulled them out of the canner. Whoop, whoop. All right, I gotta go back to blanching tomatoes. Finally, there's no longer a pot here and water. 60 pounds of tomatoes have been peeled and are ready to go. This is batch 2 of salsa. I gotta go get the canner going on that one, and then spaghetti sauce. In the works. Don't tell anybody. What are you making?
Spaghetti sauce.
You sure it's not baby food?
Want some? Huh?
So I need to invest in a bigger spoon.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out the best way to mix this. We told Brooke to dive in deep.
Try some? Nikki will try some.
No. So we still gotta add some garlic and some seasoning, but this is what it looks like. Look, the mess is cleaned up. So you think we're done, but we're not quite. Ellie, what are you doing? So the trusty stove, we got 1 more canner pot going, but this is what we've got. 40 jars of salsa, 10 jars of stewed tomatoes, and 36 jars, 38 jars, sorry, of spaghetti sauce. Looks pretty yummy. And we do recycle jars, so like we call these hobo jars. So the old ones, we pickle jars and stuff, we recycle and use them again. So 1 more canner pot, and that's a wrap on today. Earlier today I pulled the last of my frames. So the last 2 are in the spinner. I only have a 2 frame spinner. We're spinning them out. There's, what did we have? 8 deeps and the 2 honey super, like the small ones. These are the scrapings that I'll strain. Just to clean everything up for winter. So this is the end of the honey here. She's just spinning it. I'm gonna stop for a sec. Then we stop, you open her up. So this is what we've got. So there's still honey on this side, so you have to flip the frame over. How's that side look? Oh, there's still a bit of honey on that side too. You're not done with that one. So we put it back in and we do it again. Oop. What's this one look like?
No honey on the side.
Okay, flip it over. There's a little bit on the back side. So she'll spin it some more. And then when we're done spinning and they're all empty, we just throw them outside so you don't make a mess in the kitchen. So they'll look like these that are sitting here. Those are all the ones that we already did. We'll take them down to the bee yard and the bees will clean them up. And then they'll get stored for the winter. Ellie, leave the bees alone. So this is what I've done. We've done, this is like the 3rd round of frames we've done. So this is the end of her though. We're putting it all away. Ellie, you're gonna get stung. This is the end of the bee run, honey run. So I pulled everything and I treated for mites, and we'll go from there.
Have an orange one?
All right, so we're done. So we're gonna let her drain into this. I don't use a cheesecloth. I just use this really thin mesh strainer. everything
That's
out
a
of the
pain in the
spinner.
butt to clean.
You can see there's wax in it. We didn't get it all off. So it all goes in the strainer, and then it strains through the strainer so you don't get the wax. And then it looks like that after it strains. So when this bowl gets full, then we just put another bowl underneath it and let her strain. And then this scrapings, all this stuff, there is honey in there, like you can see it. So I'll clean this all up.
You got honey on your
And once the spinner is done draining, which we'll let it sit overnight because we'll tilt it and it'll drain right down overnight. Then I will take this scrapings and it goes in that, and it sits for a little while and all the honey drains out. And then Brooke melts that down and makes her homemade lip chap.
Ellie.
Today I've decided to do something that I have, well, I've canned peaches before, but it's been a long time. I got quite a bit of honey from my bees this year, so I figured I'm gonna can some peaches. So this is the hot water, the cold water, and then I'm peeling it. This is my pig bucket. And the peeled ones. And then, so we're gonna do some peaches and honey and cinnamon, and then I'm gonna do some homemade peach pear fruit cups. So here's our honey that I extracted the other day, and we're gonna use that in what I'm doing today. So hopefully I can take you along and show you what I'm doing. So when I can fruit, I cold pack them, and then there's a cinnamon stick in there, and then there's my brine. So we're gonna fill them and then put them in the canner. They look so pretty. Fresh out of the canner. So there's the peaches with honey and cinnamon. And then this is the fruit cups. Quite excited for this.